The average cruise passenger spends $286 per day on extras. That's roughly $2,000 a week on top of the fare, and nearly a third of it goes to onboard purchases the cruise line specifically engineered you to buy. But here's what's interesting. Veteran cruisers, the ones with 100+ sailings under their belt, they consistently spend less and have a better time, because they know how the system actually works. Over the next 18 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact hacks, hidden perks, and insider strategies that separate the passengers who get taken for a ride from the ones who are actually running the show. And one of these tricks involves handing a bartender $50 on day one to completely transform your entire week. But first, we need to talk about the single most valuable cruise hack in existence, and it starts months before you ever step foot on a ship. The biggest money-saving secret in cruising is something called repricing, and it works because cruise fares fluctuate constantly. Think of it like airline tickets, but with one massive difference. Cruise lines will actually give you the lower price if you catch it. Here's the play. You book your sailing 9 to 12 months out with just a deposit. Then you monitor the price every single week until final payment, which is usually 90 days before departure. Every time the fare drops, you call the cruise line or your travel agent and request a reprice. That's it. They adjust your booking to the lower fare. One cruise blogger documented saving $572 on a single Africa cruise reprice. And across dozens of reprices, the savings ranged from $50 all the way up to $1,500. On Royal Caribbean, you can reprice unlimited times before final payment. Princess actually pays you 120% of the difference through their best price guarantee. Carnival's early saver rate gives you 110% of the price drop as onboard credit. And here's why this works even better than you'd think. A 12-month pricing study across 11 Carnival ships found that average fares increase 41% from the initial booking window to departure. The cheapest prices show up 10 to 12 months out. So the old wait for last-minute deals strategy? It's basically dead. Dynamic pricing algorithms now jack up fares as cabins fill, and the last seats are almost always the most expensive. To really stack the savings, combine repricing with wave season bookings between January and March, when every line runs their deepest promotions. We're talking up to 50% off, free drink packages, kids sail free, and deposits as low as $1. Then layer on a high-reward travel credit card. The Chase Inc. Business Preferred earns triple points on travel purchases, and the Amex Platinum Cruise Privileges program adds up to $300 in free onboard credit on bookings of 5 nights or more. But there's one more booking hack that sounds almost too weird to be real. If you buy 100 shares of Carnival stock, which runs roughly $2,500, you qualify for their shareholder benefit program. That's $50 to $250 in free onboard credit every single sailing, and it's valid through December 2026. 2 cruises a year and you're pulling in roughly $200 of free money before the stock even moves. Now here's where beginners and veterans completely diverge. Beginners think the vacation starts when the ship leaves port. Veterans know it actually starts the second you walk through that terminal door on embarkation day. And what you do in the first 90 minutes determines the quality of your entire week. Here's the speed run. Complete online check-in the moment it opens, usually 30 to 45 days before sailing. Select the earliest arrival time. Show up at the cruise port terminal by 11 a.m. The ship is nearly empty during the first 90 minutes, and I mean it. This is the absolute least crowded the vessel will be for the entire voyage. Your priority list the instant you board. Knock out the e-muster safety drill on the app immediately. Then head straight for the spa and ask about embarkation day specials. Across almost every cruise line, treatments run 20 to 30% cheaper on day one because the spa is desperate to fill slots. Then, open the cruise line app and reserve time slots for popular activities. On Royal Caribbean's mega ships, the North Star Observation Pod, iFly Skydiving Simulator, Flowrider surf simulator, and comedy shows fill up within hours. And whatever you do, skip the buffet. Everyone stampedes to the Lido deck around 1 p.m. and it's absolute chaos. On Royal Caribbean, head to Park Cafe instead and order the Kummelweck roast beef sandwich. It has a cult following among repeat cruisers, and there's almost never a line. On Carnival, Guy's Burger Joint serves incredible burgers poolside, totally free. And on every line, the main dining room quietly offers a sit-down lunch with full waiter service that first-timers have no idea even exists. One more embarkation hack from the cruise forums that's pure genius. Before the ship leaves port, drop a pin on your phone's map at the exact dock location. For the rest of the cruise, at every single port, that pin lets taxi drivers and rideshare apps find exactly where to pick you up when it's time to get back to the ship. Alright, you're on board. The ship has set sail across the open ocean, and the cruise line's entire onboard revenue machine is about to kick into gear. Royal Caribbean pulls in roughly $582 per passenger beyond the ticket price. They've spent millions engineering the ship to separate you from your money, but the math behind their biggest profit centers is surprisingly easy to beat. Let's start with the drink package, because it's the most debated purchase in all of cruising. On Royal Caribbean, the unlimited alcohol package runs $63 to $115 per day, and that does not include the 18% gratuity they add on top. When you do the math, you need 5 to 7 alcoholic drinks every single day, including port days when you're off the ship, just to break even. For moderate drinkers on port-heavy itineraries, it almost never makes sense. The smarter move? Head to the cruise ship casino. On Celebrity, all active casino players get free drinks with no minimum points threshold. Just sit at a slot machine, press a button every couple minutes, and order whatever you want from the cocktail server. On Carnival, free casino drinks unlock after 2,000 points, and Royal Caribbean's Casino Prime status at 2,500 points gets you free drinks at the casino bar plus 50% off pre-cruise drink package purchases. Now here's my favorite onboard hack, and Reddit absolutely loves this one. Find a bartender you like on day one. Hand them $50 in cash up front and ask which bar they'll be working all week. You will not wait for a drink for the rest of your cruise. They will remember your face, your name, and your order. They'll make your drink stronger, wave you to the front of the line, and prioritize you even during peak pool deck hours. $50 for 7 days of VIP bar service is honestly one of the best deals on the ship. The free food situation on cruise ships is another area where beginners leave money on the table. Or more accurately, they leave food on the table. On newer Carnival ships, Chai Bang Specialty Restaurant is completely free on your first visit, and only $8 after that. In the main dining room on any cruise line, you can order as many entrees as you want at no charge. On formal nights, ordering both the lobster and the fillet is standard practice among repeat cruisers. First-timers sit there thinking they have to pick one. There's also the ice cream stand topping cup trick. Walk up to the soft serve station and ask the scooper for a cup of just the toppings. M&Ms, gummy bears, Sour Patch Kids, whatever they have. It's completely free, and they'll hand it right over. And on Royal Caribbean, there's an unlisted Indian vegetarian dish available every single night in the main dining room that never appears on the printed menu. You just have to ask. If you're finding this helpful, hit subscribe. I cover cruise hacks and travel secrets every week, and you do not want to miss what's coming up next. Because now we're getting into the VIP territory. The stuff that makes other passengers wonder if you're secretly a Diamond member. The Guarantee Cabin Gamble is one of cruising's best-kept booking secrets. When you book a GTY cabin, you choose your category, inside, ocean view, balcony, or suite, but you let the cruise line assign the specific room. This almost always gets you the lowest price for that category, saving $150 to $300 or more. And because you're guaranteed your chosen category or higher, there's a real chance of landing a free upgrade. One travel blogger reported receiving free balcony upgrades on 3 out of 4 cruises using this strategy. The trade-off is you might end up near the engine room or with a partially obstructed view. But for flexible travelers, the savings and upgrade potential make it a no-brainer. Loyalty status matching is the single biggest VIP hack in cruising right now, and almost nobody takes advantage of it. MSC Cruises runs the most generous status match program in the industry. They will match your loyalty status from any cruise line, any hotel chain including Marriott, Hilton, and Hyatt, or any airline frequent flyer program. One traveler matched their Hilton Diamond status, which you can get just by holding the Amex Hilton Aspire credit card, directly to MSC Diamond tier. That unlocked priority boarding, welcome gifts, a free session on the Formula One racing simulator, and discounts on every future sailing. The whole thing processed in under 8 hours. But here's the advanced strategy. You only get one lifetime match with MSC, so wait until you have the highest status possible before applying. Then use your MSC Diamond status to match over to Explora Journeys. Use Royal Caribbean Crown and Anchor status to cross-match to Celebrity's Captain's Club or Silversea through their Points Choice program that launched in January 2026. You can daisy-chain your way into VIP status on 4 or 5 different cruise lines from a single hotel loyalty card. Royal Caribbean Diamond members get 4 free drinks per day at any bar on the ship, a free internet day, and behind-the-scenes ship tours. Celebrity Elite members enjoy a free 2-hour open bar from 5 to 7 p.m. every evening. Norwegian Platinum members get exclusive backstage tours, officer dinners, and cocktail parties. Combined with the casino drink perks, loyalty members can essentially build themselves a free drink package without ever buying one. Now let's talk about port days, because the counterintuitive move that veterans swear by might surprise you. Skip one port day entirely and stay on the ship. When 80 to 90% of passengers flood ashore, the entire vessel transforms into what feels like a private yacht. Water slides that normally have 30-minute waits become walk-on. The adults-only pool area that's been packed all week suddenly has open loungers everywhere. The rock climbing wall, the surf simulator, the spa, the restaurants, all empty. On Royal Caribbean's Oasis-class ships, the difference is dramatic. Choose your least exciting port to skip, and Nassau consistently ranks lowest in guest satisfaction surveys, which is exactly why Royal Caribbean is building a $100 million Royal Beach Club they're opening in late 2025. For the ports you actually visit, booking excursions independently through platforms like Viator or Get Your Guide saves 40 to 75% compared to cruise line excursions. These third-party operators frequently use the exact same local tour companies, just with smaller groups of 2 to 20 people instead of the 40 to 50 passenger bus tours the ship sells. A family of 4 can realistically save $1,200 over a 7-day cruise just by booking excursions independently. And here's a sneaky hack for tender ports like Santorini, Grand Cayman, or Mykonos, where the small boat transfer process can eat 1 to 3 hours of your port time. Booking any cruise line excursion, even the cheapest $15 walking tour, automatically grants you priority tender access. No tender ticket needed, no waiting in the massive line. You're on one of the first boats to shore while everyone else is sitting in the theater wondering when their number gets called. Now for the hacks that genuinely feel like cheat codes. Cruise ships are stocked with free items that nobody asks for because they're never advertised. Your cabin steward can bring you hypoallergenic pillows, a foam mattress topper, which is an absolute lifesaver when twin beds get pushed together and create that annoying ridge down the middle, extra blankets, a portable cabin fan, plug adapters, wine glasses, bathrobes, and even playing cards. Guest Services stocks free seasickness tablets and will arrange luggage repairs through the ship's maintenance team. All of this is available at no charge. You literally just have to ask. Navigating the ship itself has hidden shortcuts. On Carnival ships, the fish pattern woven into the hallway carpet always swims toward the bow. So if you're ever lost or disoriented after a few too many at the pool bar, just look down. The fish will point you in the right direction. On Royal Caribbean Voyager and Freedom class ships, the helipad at the very front of the ship is accessible to passengers and offers the most incredible, completely unobstructed view for sail away. Barely anyone knows it's there. And secret bars and hidden spaces exist all across the fleet. MSC World Europa has a speakeasy-style cocktail bar concealed behind what looks like an ordinary phone booth. Royal Caribbean's Oasis-class ships have tucked away deck chairs on Deck 5 aft, right below the Aqua Theater, overlooking the ship's wake and almost always empty. Norwegian Breakaway-class ships have a free public sun deck with 2 hot tubs between the Haven and Vibe Beach Club that's open to every passenger but rarely discovered. Before we get to the final section, there are 2 things to pack that will save you real money and headaches. First, your phone settings. Maritime roaming, the cell signal that operates while the ship is at sea, is not covered by your standard international plan. Passengers have come home to bills north of $500 from a single week at sea. Before the ship leaves port, turn on airplane mode, then enable Wi-Fi separately. Disable cellular data roaming, automatic app updates, cloud photo sync, and email auto-fetch. For port days, install an eSIM from a provider like Holafly or GigSky for $5 to $10 a day of local data instead of paying $20 a day for your carrier's roaming plan. Also worth knowing, AT&T eliminated their separate cruise plans in April 2025, rolling everything into their International Day Pass, which is another reason to handle connectivity yourself. Second, bring a basic first aid kit. The ship's medical center charges about $12 for 8 Band-Aids and premium prices on everything else. Dramamine, Tylenol, Tums, Benadryl, and Imodium in a Ziploc bag will save you from those markups. And critically, Medicare does not cover you at sea, and a medical evacuation from a cruise ship can run $250,000. Buy third-party travel insurance within 14 days of your first payment to qualify for pre-existing condition waivers. All right. Last day of the cruise. The part everyone dreads. Self-assist. Disembarkation is the single most impactful hack for your final morning, and a shocking number of cruisers don't even know it exists. Instead of putting your bags outside your door the night before and waiting to be called by color group, you keep all your luggage in the cabin and carry it off yourself. Self-assist. Passengers are typically the very first group called to leave the ship, often by 7 or 7:30 a.m., before the masses even start lining the hallways. The night before, take care of 3 things. First, settle your onboard account at guest services in the evening. The morning line is brutal and staff are less willing to investigate disputes while thousands of people are trying to leave. Second, pack strategically. Keep out your disembarkation day outfit, shoes, toiletries, medications, and your passport. One cautionary tale from the cruise forums that makes me cringe every time. A woman packed every single piece of clothing into her checked bags the night before and woke up with nothing but her pajamas for the walk through the terminal. Third, and this is my favorite hack on this entire list, place one shoe inside the cabin safe alongside your passport, wallet, and valuables. You physically cannot leave the cabin wearing one shoe. It forces you to open the safe and grab everything. Forgotten items in stateroom safes are one of the most common disembarkation mistakes. On the final morning, eat breakfast in the main dining room. It's open on disembarkation day across all major lines, but almost everyone defaults to the chaotic buffet. The MDR offers calm table service and is rarely crowded. And on Royal Caribbean at select home ports like Seattle, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale, there's a luggage valet service that transfers your bags directly from the cabin to the airport and onto your flight. The Seattle version is completely free. You walk off the ship with nothing but a backpack and explore the city until your flight. Before I let you go, 2 major 2026 changes you need to know about, because they're creating fresh opportunities right now. Carnival is replacing their beloved lifetime VIFP loyalty program with a new spending-based system called Carnival Rewards on June 1st, 2026. Status will now reset every 2 years, ending decades of accumulated loyalty for some passengers. Royal Caribbean's CEO publicly stated that his company is trying to avoid making similar changes, which makes their Crown and Anchor program more valuable by comparison. If you've been loyal to Carnival, now might be the time to look around. Meanwhile, Norwegian quietly started charging $5 per extra entree in their main dining rooms and a $10 no-show fee at specialty restaurants. Hidden costs are creeping into what used to be all-inclusive pricing. The cruise industry is expected to carry nearly 40 million passengers in 2026 across an $80 billion market. With 16 new ships launched in 2025 and another wave coming in 2026, including Royal Caribbean's Legend of the Seas at 7,600 passengers, older ships in those same fleets are being discounted to fill cabins. And repositioning cruises, where ships relocate between seasonal home ports, remain the industry's best value. Carnival Glory's 14-night sailing from Barcelona to Port Canaveral starts at just $53 per night for an inside cabin. The passengers who get the most out of cruising aren't the ones who spend the most. They're the ones who understand how the system works, stack every available advantage, and know which free perks to ask for. The difference between an average cruise and an extraordinary one has never been the ship or the itinerary. It's the preparation. If you want to see more cruise secrets the lines don't want you to know, that video is on screen right now. Subscribe so you don't miss next week's breakdown. I'll see you in the next one.